thanks to my video about our current First Ladies documentary and how we shouldn't watch it and how we should instead go to Netflix and watch our Forever First Ladies documentary, I have somehow gotten a lot of new followers. So I should probably introduce myself so you know who I am and know a little bit about me. Hi, my name is Shantae. I am a professor and a motivational speaker, and I live in the Southern California area with my husband and my daughter and my fur baby, Charlie, who is a disaster of a puppy. But what I do professionally is I teach people how to use their voice to talk about things that matter. And this was something that mattered to me. And it's what I do every day. I am a professor, so I teach speech primarily. I also teach theater, so I do talk about performance and things like that, but mostly I teach public speaking, and I teach people, students, professionals, people who pay me to come and give, keynote speeches places. I teach them how to use their voice to talk about the things that matter to them, and it's really important to me. So this is kind of an example of that. I thought it was a really great thing to jump on board and to talk about something that mattered to me, which was showing support for our former First Lady, who is our forever First Lady in my heart, and I think in most of yours, based on the number of people who watched the video. But also to say that I want to give support to something. I think there's so many crazy negative things happening in our country right now. I joke with my students that I think the world is kind of a dumpster fire right now. But I think that we have the ability to make that better, because one of the reasons why we are in the situation that we are in is because we stay silent, because we're afraid to talk about the things that matter. We don't know how to talk about the things that matter. We are afraid of the backlash. We're afraid of somebody saying things to us that's going to be offensive or mean, or that we're going to say something that's offensive or mean, and now we're on the attack. And so I don't think that's how we change. I think we change one person at a time. We don't make big change, but having a conversation with someone or giving a speech somewhere, it gives us the opportunity to make change in our community. It starts small. I was a competitive speech and debate champion. I did in high school and in college, and I have some national titles, and I am a coach as well and have been a coach for many years. So I have some national titles as a coach, and I'm very proud of that. But I think ultimately what that means is that I like to help people use their voice. And I'm very grateful that a lot of you let me use my voice to talk about something that mattered to me. And you all went and watched the movie. It was number 6, I think, was the highest it got over the weekend on Netflix, which is fantastic. And I don't think that that's just because of me and the thousands of you who watched my video, but I think it's because of all of us on social media who jumped on board and said this is important and decided to talk about it. And so we did. So thank you. If you like to learn how to use your voice to talk about the things that are important to you, if you want some tips and tricks for how to be a better public speaker, if you have always wanted to be stronger in that, that's my expertise. That's what I do. That's what I talk about. You'll see all my old videos, and I talk about it every single week, multiple times a week. My students actually follow me on here, and I talk about stuff from our classes. So you'll get a kind of variety of content from me. Part of it is educational and part of it is just me because part of what I do and how I teach is talking about the things in my life. So my students actually got to hear me have this conversation about this thing that happened this weekend and how we all kind of, championed to take a movie that came out in 2020, by the way, and make it in the top 10 on Netflix this weekend. So if you want to, please like, follow, subscribe, join me on this journey to make you be the person who uses your voice for good in the world. And frankly, don't we all need that? Happy to have you join me.